Greetings to the misinformed and the unfortunate. Welcome back to my channel. It is my second video and I'm very excited again. And today I'm going to be talking about the downfall of America, because we are in the downfall era. We should definitely be in the Enlightenment and the Reformation era because of the way things are going with ICE, with the mistreatment of queer people, just everything that's going on, which has always happened in America. It's never not happened. And that makes me really upset that America was supposed to be the getaway place for people, but now it's the place that people want to get away from, which is upsetting to see now, because, again, in my last video about the American dream, what was any of this about in the first place? To get away. And I want to get away from this place. The small town that I live in, a very conservative small town, they all do not treat people very well, especially queer people, especially people of color. Just, it's not a safe place here. It's a very, redneck, conservative place. Yeah, Dutch rednecks, don't mess with them. They're like rednecks, but worse. Oh god. Anyway, the downfall of America. Talking about Dutch rednecks. The getaway place. What would be my getaway place from America? Probably Canada or something, which people are saying that's the lamest place. Our place sucks. Our place isn't lame. It's so active that it sucks, and I hate it. It's just terrible here. It's not like I'm actively dying, or something like that, or we're in war right now, which not currently in this area, no. And I don't know if that's ever gonna happen, and I'm so grateful for that. Of course, it's never gonna be as bad as people out in the Middle East, literally fighting for their lives. That is terrible, and that I just can't even imagine. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about how it's unfair here. Mistreatment has happened a lot. Racism, homophobia, transphobia, all of that. And I know a lot of conservatives, or not a lot, probably just one conservative is gonna comment below you you liberal, you don't know anything that you're talking about. And I do I do know what I'm talking about, because I experienced this. It's not just because of my liberal views, which my identity should not be on a political spectrum, because it's my identity. Nobody's identity should be put on a political spectrum. It should just be who they are. And that's really stupid that it is political, but I do know what I'm talking about, because I lived in a very conservative way for most of my life, except for the past 2 years. 1.5, maybe, probably more like 1.5, which, yeah, I completely opened up to new ideas, because when I was conservative, I was not willing to listen to anyone, and I'm still willing to listen to conservatives, but they need to have a proper argument for me to be able to give them attention, or listen to anything that they're saying, because most of them do not know what they're saying. Most of them do not have evidence for what they are saying as truth. They do not have that, or they are just blatantly lying about things, and that makes me really upset. And I'm not going to say that people on the other side aren't also blatantly lying. I believe that the Democratic government and the Republican government they're both terrible. Just people in all forms of government hate them. I hate rich people. I hate the government. I hate them so much. Me saying I hate rich people while I have all this stuff, don't swear, all this stuff in the back. I accumulated all of this stuff from very well nice means, okay? I thrifted them. They were hand-me-downs. I got them for free somewhere. Like, all of the stuff ever. Art that I made, most of it, too. So, that's where I get all my stuff from. And I hate rich people that profit off of just terrible things. That's what I mean when I say I hate rich people. But if you're rich by, like, perfectly ethical means, that's great for you. It just doesn't normally happen because of the state of the world right now. And yes, the Super Bowl. A lot of people were upset about that. Of course, the Bad Bunny show. Everybody was like, oh, he's saying inappropriate things in Spanish and stuff. When there have been many other Super Bowls where they have done far more, like, I'm not gonna say inappropriate because it's a Super Bowl. That's just what they do, and I don't think it's inappropriate because my modest little heart isn't gonna, like, break into a million pieces seeing, like, I don't know, like, Celine Dion, like, dancing. Like, I don't care. I don't know who sings in the Super Bowl. I don't really watch football or sports, really. Lame, I know. My brother thinks that I'm lame. But, you know what I mean. I don't think it was inappropriate. I watched that Super Bowl, though, because Bad Bunny and also Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga. Love Lady Gaga, obviously. And yeah, inappropriate because my guy was speaking Spanish in the most beautiful and artistic way possible, and everybody's upset about, well, not everybody, of course, but people are upset about that. Did you see that Donald Trump was literally commenting about the Bad Bunny Super Bowl, and he wasn't, it was as if he wasn't watching the other Super Bowl that they were campaigning for, like they were going for, because they hate the fact that people that aren't white are like being there and singing and being on stage. I mean there's people that weren't white that were on stage, and I'm sure they didn't have too much of a problem with it, but like people who don't speak English, specifically people that are of a different race and they don't speak English, they get upset about that. But yeah, which makes me really upset because America was supposed to originally be, and it still should be, and I still think it can be, the melting pot of cultures. We are closing the borders. We are not helping immigrants. Immigrants are being taken, like, to custody or something. And that's not what we're here to do. We were the melting pot of cultures. That's what America is built off of. We do not have a culture because everybody in America has their own and shares their own. That is how the system works. That's how we have, like, certain jobs, that they take those roles very well. And immigrants will take just any job, because I'm sure that there's, like, they just want money. They just want money, and they want, well, not in a bad way, like, they want money to feed their families, obviously, because everybody needs that. It's okay to want money because you need it, not because you want it for unethical reasons, but, like, you want money because you need it to live, and they just want to live. I don't think that most of them are here to necessarily do crimes, because why would they do that when all they're looking for is a place to stay? Why would they commit a crime? That doesn't make any just logical sense. That doesn't make any sense at all. And yeah, and the whole entire thing with the Epstein files as well. My father had been saying, oh, well, that could just be AI. Bro does not want to believe that someone in power is a pedo. I would believe that for anybody on either side. Like, I wouldn't just not believe, like, you see all of the evidence, the big beautiful bill, the many pictures he had been taken, that had been taken with Epstein and Donald Trump, you can't deny that. I'm tired of people saying, oh, well, that could be AI. There was no AI 15 to 20, 30 years, I don't know how long ago it was, 30 years ago, and there was, things like that didn't really exist, and why would they make up the president being a pedophile? Why would they make that up? We don't want that to be true. None of us does. I don't care what side he may be on. I don't care what really bad things he did against queer people and against people of color and against just people of just any race, like, or anybody that's different. I wouldn't want that to be true as well. That is terrible. We are laughable. We are laughable as America. This is why other countries are ashamed of us. We are shameful. This is disgusting. I'm gonna be shot down tomorrow. Like, if somebody catches me saying this, like, anybody, which I highly doubt anything will happen, because I just started my YouTube channel, but if I am shot down tomorrow, you will know why. You will know why. I don't think that's gonna happen, but, it could. And of course, I'm a younger person, and people may say, but, oh, you're so young, how would you know anything about this? You should just be quiet. And I understand that, and I don't like how people on any side of the spectrum are used as political pawns. Like, that's not what I want. I'm saying things myself. I'm not saying things from influence. I'm saying what I believe. I'm not saying what my parents believe, because my parents certainly disagree with me, and I don't know if I'm okay with that or not, which it's okay not to be, and it's okay to be okay with that. This is what I believe in, and this is what I see. Sometimes I disagree with people on the other side, sometimes I disagree with people on the left as well. And sometimes that happens, like, specifically about, I don't think I'm allowed to say that. I'm just gonna say ography. Like, yeah, it, specifically with that, I think that whole entire industry is just very misogynistic, but also, I do believe that if you just need a quick buck, just real quick, I don't know if I have too much of a problem with that, but the amount of, trafficking that happens is so awful. Oh my god. That's so terrible. And I do not agree with, like, certain leftists saying that's totally fine, I totally support it. No. And, like, they may say, oh, this is women empowerment, and some other leftists or anybody else might say that this isn't women empowerment. I believe that using the patriarchy for your own profit can be sustainable sometimes. Sometimes it does work. Sometimes that is okay. But, with everything that's going on there, I do disagree with that, and I do. But then again, if you need a quick buck, I don't know how I feel about that exactly, but I know that I disagree with some people about that, and I know I'm allowed to have that opinion. I'm allowed to. And yeah, anyway, off track. The downfall of America. Oh god. The ICE deportations. That whole thing is just so awful. I heard that some people from my brother's job got deported. They were documented. They were just Hispanic. And the whole entire thing with ICE deporting an ICE agent that was apparently Hispanic. Do you know how I don't know if I can say actually, but do you know how crazy that is? I might not be able to say that. I have no idea. I'm gonna get in trouble. I was just trying so hard not to swear. Do you know how crazy that is? I almost did it again. I swear to God. Do you know how crazy? that people have to be really dumb. You have to be so stupid. You deported your own people, but that one's not white. That one's not white. That one doesn't speak English, or maybe they did speak English, but they probably were bilingual or something. I don't know. Maybe they were just Hispanic and they did speak English and only English, but they were Hispanic and that's why they got deported. Don't know. Or detained. I don't know if they were deported. I know that they were detained. I don't want to spread misinformation out there. That's not what I'm trying to do. But, damn, this is like 15 minutes. I've been rambling for that long. I'm gonna continue though. Okay. Downfall of America. Jobs. So, again, going back to my other video, jobs are not good. Because most of the jobs that are for, like, teenagers are so, like, or for teenagers to apply to, or, like fast food industry or something like that, or retail industry, some of them are just so bad for the environment. And the whole thing with some thrift stores starting to use AI to price their clothing. Thrift stores were supposed to uphold the whole entire, not whole entire, but the environment. That was supposed to be good for the environment. And why are they using AI? That just defeats the whole purpose. That baffles me. It really does. Yeah, and the whole thing with thrift stores selling things at a higher price because of, like, the head of the whole entire industry might be very greedy. And it's not the employees' faults. I don't know why people think it's the employee. They're not pricing that themselves. They aren't doing that. It's not their... They don't have that choice. But this is why we should only buy from, like, local thrift stores, not like a whole entire establishment like Goodwill or something. Like local thrift stores, like a small town thrift store or something. You should be doing that instead, because I feel like that is better for the environment. I know they're sometimes harder to come across, and it's not wrong to buy from, like, larger thrift stores, obviously. I'm still gonna do that. I'm just saying how bad it has become for the environment, and I wanted to benefit the environment for doing that, or because I'm doing that, and yeah, and, like, reusing all my clothes, like, turning them into scraps and DIYing stuff, alternative fashion, the whole point. That's good for the environment. Everybody needs to learn how to make clothing. Everybody needs to be super smart. Let's make the environment better by making our own clothing. I don't think that's gonna do anything. But, I mean, just, if everybody thinks that, then maybe it would make a difference, but I highly doubt. Like, probably just, let's say 10 people are probably watching. But, do you like listening to me ramble? Damn, almost 20 minutes. Okay. Yeah, okay. I was gonna use this analogy that, how people, like, do something, like, they buy something off of, say, fast fashion websites or something, and they're like, well, my little contribution isn't gonna do anything. It's not gonna do anything, and that's what everybody thinks, and actually it does, because if you're buying from it, that means that there's a demand for it, and therefore they will manufacture more product. So you are contributing to bad environment practices. And there was a saying that my parents, I think it was my parents, it was somebody in my family, always said about how if you take a stone from a reservation, or, like, say a brook, there's a brook, and if you take a pebble or a stone from the brook. Me keep on messing up. But yeah, and you think it's really pretty, so you keep it and you put it in your pocket, and everybody else does the same as you because they also think that it's really pretty and they want to keep it in their pocket as well because those are really pretty rocks. But once you pick up all of the rocks, it's gonna have no place for the brook to run. The brook will be everywhere. It'll just become a huge pond because there's no rocks to keep it in place. There's no rocks there. And that is a good analogy. This stone analogy is a good analogy for the whole entire fast fashion industry because everybody thinks the same. My little contribution to this bad practice isn't going to do anything because it's already manufactured. Correct. But you are still contributing to it. I'm sorry. You still are. Yeah. Anyway, what was I saying? Thrifting. Fast fashion. Okay. I'm gonna say this. I used to buy off of there because I did not know that's what it was, and when I told other people, when I found out that's what like, say Temu, I don't know how to say that, Shein and all of these other websites were like fast fashion, and they were so bad for the environment. All of their products were created in sweatshops, most likely abusing, or they were known to abuse their workers, which is so terrible. That is so terrible. And when I told them about it, they're like, oh, I don't know that. I don't really care because whatever I buy isn't going to contribute to it. And that makes me upset but you're still like buying from this organization with workers being abused, and you're like, well, I hate the thought that like, but they're so far away. They're not here or anything, so then it doesn't matter. People in third world countries, I don't know, people in other countries still matter. I hope you know that. People still matter. And that makes me really upset because that's again racism. That is again racism, and I know that's what they used to think. I'm not friends with those people anymore because I had noticed certain patterns in their behavior, certain racist patterns. We will not have racists here on this channel. We will not have racists in our lives. I mean, I have to have some racists in my lives my 9 lives, I'm a cat now, in my life because they're unfortunately my relatives. Them Dutch rednecks, man. Do not listen to them. Do not listen to them. They suck. They suck so much, and I hate them. I hate all Dutch rednecks. To be honest, to be fair, I've never met a good person that was a Dutch redneck. I've never met a Dutch redneck that was a good person ever in my life. They were all so terrible. They all smoked so much as well. They either smoke or they're a trucker. There is no in between. You were either one of those if you were a Dutch redneck. Hate them. I hate them so much. Personal experience, obviously. I'm not just saying that because I hear about them. No. Personal experience. Again, relatives. No. Related to racists. That's not a flex. That is not a flex. I don't know why I'm trying to say that, but, you know, it is a thing. Unfortunately. Oh God. I don't know if you can hear background noise, probably not, I have no idea, but we live right next to a highway. Like, that highway is just like, I could just walk just right out there. It is right next to our house. But yeah, that is kind of distracting me. That's why I keep on like pausing for like an extended amount of time. And in my pauses, you could read a fucking book. You could just read a book. I swore. Oh no. I don't know if I'm allowed to do that. But anyway. You could read a whole entire book in my pauses, in that pause alone. You could have died in a world war within that's so random, but within that pause, that is, or those pauses, that is crazy. I just keep on thinking about topics to talk about because I don't know how to edit my videos. I'm so dumb when it comes to technology. I am so stupid. I am so sorry. I mean, I have good grades in English, obviously. That's the only thing I'm good at. Writing essays and talking about stuff. But unfortunately, I am not that. Am I autistic? Whoa, crazy thing to say. That's not a question I should be asking people. But are there any autistic folks who are really into English and stuff? I don't know. Let me know. Also, in the comments, I am filming this on my school laptop. Crazy, I know. I don't have any other internet access. Like I said, conservative parents can't have internet access on my phone, so this is the only internet access I have. But our school does not allow us to look at comments, so I cannot respond to your comments on this account, but I will on my brother's account. If I, like, every time I get a chance, I will look on his account to see, and I will respond to you with that account. So if it seems like somebody is responding to what you're saying, it's most ignore the stutter, it's most likely just me on my brother's account. So I hope you guys understand that. I hope everybody understands. But almost a 30-minute video. Oh no. Rambling? That's what I meant to say. Rambling for this long is... I mean, I definitely got longer. I definitely rambled for like 3 hours straight. I talk to myself a lot. Can you tell? I have so much to say. But yeah. Next topic. You guys can decide in the comments, or I will just decide and I will like wait until somebody comments, because again, I'm a new creator. I have no idea what I'm doing. And also ignore all my stuttering ever. Please ignore that. And if I spat while I was speaking one of those times, I apologize. I do that a lot. I'm so sorry. Which is really gross. I'm not proud about that. Yeah, I don't know how to edit videos, so this is just gonna be an unedited video. That sounded wrong. Unedited. Anyway. I need to figure out an outro sometime, but, you know, have fun, I guess. I hope you learned things from this video, and I hope it provoked thoughts, and I hope that people on either spectrum of either side of the political spectrum can understand where I'm coming from, because I don't hate you guys. I don't hate you. I don't think you deserve to die or something. I don't. I truly want to hear what you have to say, but please be respectful, because again, I'm a young person. Please do not come for me. And even if I'm older, you probably shouldn't be doing that, but you know. Yeah. That's the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. This video has been so long. I highly doubt anybody's gonna sit through this whole thing, but if you did, I'm glad. I'm sure really am glad. That didn't make any sense, but yeah. Anyway, goodbye.